Greetings, everyone. My name is Prabir, and I, along with Vinay, take great pleasure in welcoming you to all our bootcamp focusing on QRadar SOAR. Stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. Before we dive into the presentation, let's have a look at the agenda. Our agenda today will guide us through key topics and discussion and ensuring a structured and insightful session. So we'll cover the overview of SOAR, key components, high-level architecture. We'll also look at the integration workflow and we'll walk through a malware use case. We'll talk about impact and benefits and understand QRadar SOAR and its key features and concepts. We'll make some assumptions here. You possess a fundamental grasp of IT security and are familiar with basic concepts of SIM and SOAR. Since you're looking at the QRadar SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. Gartner description of SOAR typically consists of these three components: security orchestration, automation, threat intelligence, and incident response into a single platform. So a SOAR solution must have these components. QRadar SOAR is not just a solution. It's a strategic approach that empowers organizations to tackle the ever evolving landscape of threats with agility and precision. With QRadar SOAR, we are entering a realm where security operations are elevated to new heights, leveraging orchestration and automation to respond to incidents at machine speed. This is all about integrating tools those are available in your environment, streamlining workflows, how fast you can respond, and bridging the gap between detection and action. Throughout this session, we will uncover the core principles, benefits of QRadar SOAR, helping you understand how it can be a game changer in your cybersecurity strategy. Let's have a look at the components of SOAR. As we have discussed, so these are the main components of a SOAR, consist of orchestration, automation, response, and threat intelligence. So let's have a look at each of the components individually with an example. So what is orchestration? Orchestration involves coordinating and managing various security tasks and processes across different tools and systems. Those are mostly available within your organization. For example, when a new security threat is detected, QRadar SOAR can automatically gather additional information from various sources, such as threat intelligence feeds, logs, and historical data. It then triggers predefined workflows that direct the appropriate actions, like isolating affected systems or notifying the incident response team. So that's a part of the orchestration. Automation. What is automation? Automation involves automating repetitive and manual tasks to increase efficiency and accuracy. In the cybersecurity space, automation takes care of routine actions, allowing security professionals to focus on higher value tasks which require human expertise rather than spending too much of time taking care of the repetitive jobs. For example, let's consider a situation where an alert indicates a potential malware infection. With automation, QRadar SOAR can instantly isolate the infected machine from the network, run a malware scan, gather forensic data for analysis, all without human intervention. Response. So what is security response? Response is about taking appropriate action to mitigate the impact of security incidents. In the past, it often involved manual intervention that were time consuming, also error prone. QRadar SOAR accelerates response by automating actions based on predefined workflows or playbooks. For example, in case of a data breach, let's just assume that there is a database in your organization. QRadar SOAR can automatically trigger a sequence of actions, such as notifying stakeholders, escalating the incident to the appropriate teams, initiating forensic analysis, and even generating a detailed incident report. So we covered orchestration, automation, response. Now, what is threat intelligence? Where threat intelligence comes into picture when we're talking about QRadar SOAR or any SOAR platform, right? So threat intelligence plays a pivotal role in the effectiveness of SOAR by providing the contextual information needed to make informed decisions and automated response. It enriches the data that QRadar SOAR platforms use to detect, analyze, and respond to security incidents. So for example, let's take an example to understand how threat intelligence comes into picture, right? Imagine a financial institution that uses QRadar SOAR detects a suspicious network traffic originating from a specific IP address. Okay, so here is where threat intelligence comes into play. So first thing it's going to do is enrichment. QRadar SOAR platform can query external threat intelligence feeds and databases using the suspicious IP address as a search parameter. It can also retrieve information about the IP address's reputation, historical activities, known malware connections, and also any such affiliations with threat actors. Next, contextual analysis after enrichment. The threat intelligence data can reveal the IP address is, associated with a known botnet or CNC that targets financial institution. Additionally, it can also give you some information about, previously linked to data breaches or any such fraudulent activities. Next, probably the automated response based on the enrichment and contextual analysis. So armed with this enriched information from enrichment step and the contextual analysis steps, right? QRadar SOAR platform can automatically trigger a response flow. It can isolate the affected system from the network, initiate a malware scan, or alert the incident response team. It doesn't stop there, by the way. So it can also do threat mitigation. So QRadar SOAR platform goes further by automatically blacklisting the malicious IP address in the firewall rules, preventing any further communication from that particular source. It can also obviously generate a detailed, incident report for analysis. So that's about this core components of SOAR, which makes up the solutioning platform: orchestration, automation, response, and threat intelligence. Now, let's have a look at the, high level architecture of QRadar. So how it makes up all the components and the solution. So if you see the green portion of the screen, QRadar SOAR IRP modules. IRP stands for Incident Response Platform. So we have security, we have action, and we have privacy. So these are the three modules which makes up the solution. Okay, so these are the three modules which goes into the licensing. Security module provides industry standard workflows, threat intelligence feeds, organizational SOP standard operating procedures, and community best practices. Action module is responsible to automate processes, enrich incident details, which we talked about a little bit earlier last screen, and gather forensics and also do mitigation. Privacy module. Privacy module is basically gives you global breach regulations, contractual obligations, third-party requirements, again, organizational SOPs based on the privacy practices, right? So these are the three modules, and privacy updates. It's get enhanced or released in every release of the SOAR. So evolving, modules. So it keeps on updating or enhancement comes every now and then with the release of the different versions. And these three modules will be packed into an intuitive UI for easier, navigation or seamless navigation to the incident response or management of the lifecycle management of an incident. Provides easy collaboration, provides its very intuitive UI to integrate different tools and solutions that you have in your environment. And we have Xforce Exchange, right? We have Xforce Exchange, which hosts hundreds of integration solution in terms of apps that you can install on the SOAR platform. Now on top, if you can see automated escalations. So these are the input mechanisms, alert input sources that can possibly send an alert to QRadar SOAR to generate an incident in terms. So SIMs can, forward alerts to SOAR, which in turns create an incident on SOAR, and based on the incident type, it triggers the responses. Like QRadar SIM. So QRadar SIM, if detected, based on the rule, it generates an offense. Offense get escalated based on if you have some rule there, it can automatically escalate, or manual escalation can also be done. So based on the escalation, it will automatically generate a response and even try to do the mitigation. Email. So we'll talk about how you can configure a dedicated email for your QRadar SOAR, where if anyone or any machine can send an email regarding any suspicious activity, that can also turn into an incident on QRadar SOAR. Entry wizard itself on the SOAR platform, using the entry wizard, you can enter information and create an incident directly on the platform itself. Web form is also available, and then ticketing tool also if you are using any ticketing tool, that can also be integrated to generate incidents on QRadar. So there are various mechanisms using which you can probably generate an incident on SOAR. Now let's have a look at the information workflow, how it flows, the information, where it comes, where it goes, how QRadar SOAR try to mitigate the incident. So this is the core module. So if you see the blue one is the whole platform with an action module, let's say. Okay, so platform is enabled with an action module. Now inputs and escalations. So I've taken 3 known SIMs. The first is QRadar, ArcSight, and Splunk. These are the SIMs which are collecting logs. Probably you can see application logs, firewall logs, DSCP logs. So all these SIMs are gathering this information, and based on the rules, let's say generating offense. Okay, so these are the input escalations. So and then based on the logs that are being forwarded to the SIMs, and whatever the rules that are configured on the same platform, right? So eventually they're going to generate an alert, or if you are talking about QRadar, it will generate an offense. Okay, now that offense is going to come into SOAR and becomes an incident. What next? Next comes the action module of the QRadar SOAR, so which will do the automatic enrichment the way we talked about in the core component discussion, right? Now, how automatic enrichment happens, right? So by default, you'll be provided with a pre-configured threat intelligence sources on the UI. It's as easy as just click of a button to enable those threat sources. Probably we might need a API key or something like that. We'll talk about that in detail in upcoming session, how to do that. Also, how to add custom threat intelligence sources to the SOAR platform. We'll discuss that in detail in upcoming sessions. So right now, automatic enrichment happens from those threat intelligence sources like Xforce, right? And then once that automatic enrichment happens, contextual information gathering happens, it can also do a manual enrichment. Let's say, apart from you have different solutions. You have different solution in your organization. So in case of a malware incident, so you might take that hashes of the malware, and it will obviously the automatic enrichment will happen automatically. But if you want to go one step ahead, and then there is a solution sitting in your premises or any cloud premises that you have access to, that you want to query, right? So you can also do that for extended enrichment on the objects or that malware. So that can be done, right? So let's say FireEye. You can query FireEye to get more information on that malware hash and then add it to the QRadar. So that can be also done. Next, based on the forensic analysis, gathering, information gathering, enrichment, contextual information gathering, everything is done, then that can be remediated automatically based on the response configured, or it can also goes one step ahead and then, involve any other team, let's say IT help desk or some team to, just have a look at this incident further before we go ahead and close this, right? So that can be done. Let's have a look at the use case malware outbreak. So what happens? Let's say I'll assume that in this example, let's take an example that you're using QRadar same platform, right? So basically QRadar same we call it QRadar, just QRadar. So meant same. So you're using QRadar and then, QRadar generates an offense called, say, I detected a malware. What needs to be done? What next? Now that you have SOAR obviously integrated with QRadar, then QRadar will automatically escalate that malware incident or offense into QRadar SOAR. And based on the SOP, so whatever your organizational SOP during the maturity phase, you're obviously, there are default set of, incident that can be handled by QRadar SOAR based on the incident type, which is malware in this case. QRadar SOAR is going to automatically trigger generate the phases how you are supposed to respond to those incident within a different phases. What needs to be done, that will be done automatically. In this case, malware plant. So I'm just telling you about the workflow or the information flow, how it will happen, right? So you will see this in action in upcoming session when we'll do demo. Malware plant from phishing attack. Okay, so let's just say you're using QRadar and incident offense came into QRadar, so becomes an incident. Action module triggers, automatic enrichment happens from threat data threat sources, for example, X-Force. Then action plan based on the action plan, right? So based on the automatic enrichment, armed with those information from the contextual enrichment, automatic enrichment. QRadar SOAR, previously known as Resilient, right? So it generates a malware-specific incident response playbook, maybe quarantine infected system, reimage machine, post-incident review. These are all tasks. So what are tasks? So we'll talk about that shortly. The quarantine infected system is a task. Someone needs to do it. Reimage machines, this can all be automated or can be manual task if you want, right? So this will happen, and then eventually it will try to resolve by blocking the phishing attack source or that malware source. So someone drop a malware plan or some malware plan from phishing attack. So the source of the phishing attack will be blocked automatically. So this is all done without any human intervention, by the way. Now let's see how QRadar SOAR impacts or benefits your environment once it goes in there. So you have a SOC, you have different SOPs, cybersecurity SOPs, incident handling SOPs, right? And you have been doing manual tasks, all of that. And then once SOAR goes into the environment, sits in the heart of your SOC, and then gets integrated with different solution, how it impacts, how it benefits the overall cybersecurity landscape. Obviously, it's going to improve the SOC efficiency, right? In terms of the manual SOPs that takes time of your traces analysis time. So that's going to happen. Respond faster, of course. Analyst responding to an incident versus machine responding to an incident there is a great difference. Close skill gaps. Skill gaps in the context, right? So not everyone is aware about each and every type of incidents in the world, right? So the platform with the machine knowledge, right? So it knows a lot of things that we also don't know, right? So that is also there. Now, once it goes into the platform or the environment, 85% reduction in incident response time was found. Okay. On an average, 5 minutes of remediation time. and privacy regulations, 180 plus built-in privacy regulations. In case of a data breach, let's say the data is, data caters to different regulators, regulatory bodies over the scattered over the different geos. What kind of rules are there? What kind of rules can be, applicable to those data while doing the remediation steps? All those are taken care by the system or the solution. So QRadar SOAR. And if you want to have a look at the case studies and solution brief about the, the metrics that is seen on the screen, you can just go in there, the link that I've given, you can find it there. Case studies and solution brief. All right. So we are very proud to announce, that IBM QRadar SOAR, the playbook designer, has won the Red Dot Design Award in the interface and user experience design category. So once we experience that, we're able to tell it, right? So the Red Dot Award is considered highly prestigious in the design and innovation community. Internationally recognized accolade that signifies exceptional product design and innovation. And winning a Red Dot Award signifies a high level of quality, creativity, and excellence in design. Okay, and often seen as a mark of distinction and achievement within the industry. It's like in the movie, winning an Oscar award. So QRadar SOAR won the prestigious Red Dot Award in year 2022. That is last year. All right. So with this, I'll hand over this session to my colleague Vinay. We'll take it forward. Thank you.